All right, we're diving straight onto the battlefield of the Great War from the Ramayana. We're going to witness a single duel that literally changed the course of the entire conflict. This is the story of Sugriva's triumph and the fall of Lanka's greatest champion, Prahasta.
So picture this. It's the dawn of the war's second day, and those are the words of the demon king Ravana. With that one command, he kicks off a brutal, fateful confrontation. And listen, Ravana isn't sending just some random soldier. He's sending his absolute best.
So that brings us to our first part, a general's charge. This is where we meet the warrior who's been tasked with turning the tide for Lanka.
So, who is this guy, Prahasta? Well, he's not just a general. He is the commander of Ravana's armies. He's the most trusted, most feared warrior he has. When Prahasta gets an order, the entire kingdom of Lanka expects one thing and one thing only: total victory.
And, he's not showing up alone. Prahasta is leading a force of thousands of battle-hardened warriors. As they march, the ground itself is said to have trembled. This isn't just an army. It's like an earthquake of pure destruction heading right for Rama's forces.
Which brings us to our next section, a duel of destiny. Because, as you know, for every great force, there is always an equal and opposing champion waiting in the wings.
And this is where you really see the two sides spelled out, right? On one side, you've got Prahasta, the master strategist, a wielder of dark enchanted weapons. And on the other, Sugriva, the king of the Vanaras. He's just pure, raw, natural strength. It's basically strategy and sorcery versus instinct and might. Now, what's so cool about this moment is this little bit of foresight we get. The brave warrior Angada, he wants to charge right in. But Lakshmana actually holds him back and says, no, Sugriva must fight him. It is destiny. So right away, we know this isn't just a random fight. It's a fated showdown.
With the stage set, the duel begins. Let's see how this all plays out in our next section, magic versus might.
Prahasta does not mess around. He immediately unleashes this storm of arrows, and each one is glowing with this sinister, dark energy. These aren't just regular arrows. They strike with deadly accuracy, taking down many of Sugriva's soldiers in the first few seconds.
But seeing his warriors in danger, Sugriva roars this command. This tells you everything you need to know about him. He's not just a warrior fighting for glory, he is a king protecting his people. He basically becomes a living shield, stepping up to face this magical storm all by himself.
So here's the first real test of power. Sugriva answers Prahasta's magic with just raw strength, heaving a massive boulder. But Prahasta, he doesn't even flinch. He just unleashes this shockwave of pure magic that vaporizes the rock into dust. I mean, the power levels on display here are just off the charts.
Okay, so that first exchange proves one thing. Neither magic nor might is going to win this thing easily. Both of them realize they have to kick it up a notch, and the duel enters this new, even more ferocious phase. So Prahasta digs deeper into his bag of tricks. He fires these enchanted arrows that, get this, turn into venomous serpents in midair. Can you imagine seeing that flying at you? But Sugriva's power is just as incredible. With his bare hands, he smashes these magical snakes right out of the sky before they can even strike.
The battle is reaching its breaking point now, building to the absolute climax in our next section, the final blow.
This is Sugriva's big moment. He's pushing his strength to the absolute limit. He doesn't just lift a boulder this time, he rips a peak the size of a small mountain right from the earth. This is it, his ultimate expression of raw power, a final all-or-nothing gambit. And the impact is just cataclysmic. This mountain-sized rock hurtles down and completely obliterates Prahasta's war chariot. He actually survives the initial blast, and he crawls from the wreckage furious but weakened. And now, he's on foot. He's exposed, and he's vulnerable.
Sugriva sees his opening. The general is without his chariot. His defenses are shattered. Is this it? Is this the moment that will end the duel and maybe even change the course of the war?
He seizes the opportunity. Sugriva closes the distance and delivers one single, devastatingly powerful strike, a thunderous blow that ends the duel right there. It's the perfect end to the battle, with might finally overwhelming magic.
And just like that, it's over. Prahasta, the commander of Lanka's armies, Ravana's most feared warrior, is defeated. He has fallen.
But the story doesn't end there. The fall of a single general like this has massive consequences.
So let's look at the fallout in our final section, the tides of war.
When the news reaches Ravana, his reaction tells you everything. It isn't just anger, it's fear. The text says he trembled with rage because he's lost more than a general. He's lost a symbol of his power, and a massive crack has just appeared in his empire's foundation.
So why does this one duel matter so much? Well, look at the timeline. On day 1, Lanka had already suffered some heavy losses. Now on day 2, their greatest general has been personally defeated by the Vanara king. You can just feel it, right? The momentum, the morale, the entire tide of the war is now shifting decisively against Ravana.
And this leaves us with a critical question. The loss of Prahasta is a strategic and a psychological disaster for Lanka. With his greatest general gone and his forces in disarray, how can Ravana's army possibly recover?